Cory Booker is set to testify at the Jeff Sessions congressional hearings for Attorney General. We do not know how these hearings are going to go down, but I raised a red flag on Twitter when I saw this because, first of all, Cory Booker is just the biggest grandstander in the history of grandstanding. Like, I like when Elizabeth Warren grandstands because oftentimes it is for the right policies where she lays the hammer down on bankers and things like that. I like that stuff. And yes, that is grandstanding, I will grant you that, and it's for attention, and the cameras are there. She's not unaware of that. But Cory Booker basically gets a little excited in his pants when he sees a camera. Cory Booker loves the spotlight. And that's pretty much all he loves. He's basically sponsored no significant legislation since he's been in Congress, since he was elected from my home state back in the special election in 2013. He's been there for 3 years, but so he's only been serving for 2.5, 3 years with Jeff Sessions, yet he's going to testify against him. Maybe he has a personal story that he's going to say. I can't really speculate on what he's going to actually say about Jeff Sessions. Maybe Jeff Sessions kicked him in the butt or in the balls or whatever. But I don't love the pick by the Democrats because it's clearly an opportunity for Cory Booker to stand on the podium and say a lot of inspirational stuff for his potential establishment-backed, corporate-backed, Wall Street-backed run in 2020. And the other people that are going to be testifying are other black members of Congress, but I will read and summarize from NBC News now. Senator Cory Booker is set to make history this week when he testifies before the Judiciary Committee against Senator Jeff Sessions' nomination for Attorney General in hearings that begin Tuesday morning. Booker's office said Monday that the Senate historian has been unable to find any previous instance of a sitting senator testifying against a fellow sitting senator named for a cabinet position. A coincidence that Cory Booker's office just knows that fact. I just bet they just kind of stumbled upon it. Noting that I'm breaking a pretty long Senate tradition, the New Jersey Democrat said Monday on MSNBC's All In, we've seen Jeff Sessions, that's Senator Jeff Sessions, consistently voting against or speaking out against key ideals of the Voting Rights Act, taking measures to try to block criminal justice reform. He has had a posture and a positioning that I think represent a real danger to our country, Booker said. Several other prominent African-American figures, in addition to Booker, also plan to testify against Sessions, including 2 members of the House, Representative John Lewis, Democrat of Georgia, a leader of the civil rights movement in the 1960s, and Representative Cedric Richmond, Democrat of Louisiana, the chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus. So look, I'm no fan of the Congressional Black Caucus. I think it's become one of the most conservative Democratic organizations. It's maybe the most conservative Democratic caucus in the House. But the members there, I think, have more grounds to speak on this than Cory Booker. So John Lewis, as a civil rights leader who's been in government for a long time, obviously, I think, has the absolute right to speak out against Jeff Sessions. John Lewis, he's been disappointing in recent years for progressives, but no one can deny that John Lewis is a civil rights leader. And Selma, Alabama, clearly, that imagery and what happened there is incredibly important. And speaking against the senator from Alabama would pack a significant punch. I agree with the decision by the Democrats to have John Lewis speak, or if it was John Lewis's decision, onto himself. So I agree with that there, but Cory Booker, again, has been colleagues with Jeff Sessions for 2 years. Why the hell is he the one taking the stand and with his staff bragging to the media about how he's the only senator to break rank and to attack or to go after another senator in a congressional hearing, and they couldn't find it in the history books? Wow, Cory Booker's really making history here. You know, you guys know the answer already. Cory Booker is transparent. He wants to run in 2020. I will repeat here, when he won the Senate race, this journalist named Alex Perrine at Salon just really summarized and telegraphed perfectly what kind of senator Cory Booker was going to be. He will, in short, be the worst kind of senator. The kind that has no power and no real desire to exercise power on behalf of the people the senator ostensibly represents, but the kind that always expresses opinions on television about whatever national issues people on television care about that day. He will be on Morning Joe and Meet the Press constantly. He even already said that he might consider Rand Paul and Ted Cruz as models for how a freshman senator might make big marks. Not big marks in the sense of any lasting legislative legacy, because Ted Cruz does not care about legislation or policy, but big marks in terms of media attention and stunts designed to appeal to a core of supporters who prefer their senators brash and loud. Another one of those senators will not be helping anything. Again, that was Alex Perrine of Salon back in 2013. I think that is genius. He very clearly telegraphed how Cory Booker was going to be as a senator. It's almost as if he was writing that today. Cory Booker does not support the reinstatement of Glass-Steagall, yet he pretends to be a progressive. And because he has an enormous amount of Wall Street money, I said this in the earlier story, by comparison, in 3 years, Cory Booker has raised almost $20 million, $19.8 million. $19.8 million in 3 years for a senator from Jersey. Mayor of Newark, 10 minutes from me. And Jeff Sessions, the guy he's going up against, raised $18 million in his entire career from 95 on. Is Cory Booker a better person than Jeff Sessions? Of course, as Jenk would say. Of course. It's not even close. But let's not take the moral high ground here. In many aspects. Cory Booker is not the right person to juxtapose morality with Jeff Sessions. Cory Booker is a centrist, and he's using this platform to prop himself up. And that's what I hate about it. If you really care about minorities, support progressive policies. You know who was really affected by Glass-Steagall? Poor, minority, low income, or by the repealment of Glass-Steagall, which caused the financial collapse. You can draw a direct line to Bill Clinton's position there and to the financial collapse of 2008. Poor, low-income communities, the same ones that you're saying you're looking after by grandstanding and going after Jeff Sessions in the most easy political stunt I've seen in a long time. And with your office bragging to the media about how unprecedented it is. So, also, when running in 2013, Cory Booker didn't even advocate for a carbon tax. That's the most centrist, in my opinion, position that you can have in combating climate change. A carbon tax. Not progressive at all. So once again, I just want to repeat, the Securities and Investments industry as a whole has donated $2.3 million to Booker in the last 3 years. He only cares when cash isn't on the line and when he can make a media spectacle out of it. So that's what's happening right now. And you're not going to hear that from other progressive outlets who just want to eat it all up. Glad he's doing it. Wish it was someone else.